I burst into tears again, and I couldn't stop crying. And that was it. As far as I remember, that was the last time I cried. Then my sister was buried, and it's interesting because I really don't know if I blocked this out, or if I actually didn't go to the cemetery for some reason, maybe because I cried too much. I really don't remember going to the cemetery, for her burial. But I remember going home after the her burial. And then I came into my house, and then it dawned on me, because the house seemed so empty without my sister there. It was really incredible. I think for anyone who have already lost a loved one, a member of their family, they understand what I'm talking about. And then I went into my sister's bedroom, and then I looked at her things lying around her bed. My cousins and my aunts, they had cleaned the house, and they had made my sister's bed. They had put all her books together on her desk. They made it look very nice and tidy and clean, and it looked beautiful. But it was amazing because it looked incredibly empty. And then I felt that emptiness inside of me, inside my heart. And that was one of the most painful moments in the whole thing. I mean, this whole story, because it was at that point that I realized that I felt it like under my skin, that she was gone, and that she was gone forever, and that I would never see her again. And that was a very painful moment. Okay, and that's the story of my sister. 16 years, a beautiful life. She was very happy. She was a person full of life, full of joy. Um, and when I was thinking about making this video, I thought of using some pictures I've that I had put away for some time, and then I found them recently, and I decided that when I made this video that I would perhaps illustrate what kind of person she was by showing some pictures. And this picture that I want to show you right now, I think that this picture shows very very clearly how much life was inside my sister. She was full of life, and she had a beautiful smile, and she had a kind of a special sparkle in her eyes, and I think this picture here, it shows that. I think she was about 11 years old at the time. This boy next to her was her first boyfriend, one of those kids things. And she was very young. She was only 11 years old. I don't think they ever kissed. It was one of those kids' crush. And so my father took this picture. His name, I don't remember his name. I think his name was Reginaldo, but I remember his nickname. We used to call him Jiju. So my sister at that time, she was crazy about him. And anyway, so I've got a few pictures, right? So this is when she was about 12 years old. Now this other one is when she was very young. She must have been 4 years old, and the kid next to her is me. I'm that kid, and I might have been. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but I think okay. Okay, so and then and this other picture here, it's a picture of me and my sister on the beach when I was about 2 years old, and she might have been four. And the next one in this picture now, it's when my sister was about 15 years old, right? And if I'm not mistaken, this was her prom. She was 15 years old, and she had just finished a secondary school, and my parents decided to celebrate her graduation in secondary school and her 15th anniversary as well. And at this time, she had a boyfriend, and the guy in the picture was her boyfriend. And as you can see, she was wearing a beautiful white dress, and she had her hair done. And she looked very pretty. And once again, I think that picture shows how beautiful she was and how full of life she was. And the reason why I'm telling you this story, it's because I want to share with you what happened to me afterwards. So I was about 14 years old, and today I'm 52. So the thing is, for the next 38 years, I shut down. And what do I mean by that? It was like I got, it's like I picked up the story. I picked up all the images that I had of my sister, all the memories, all the things that we had done together, and all my feelings and everything that I had ever felt for my sister. I put it in a box, and I closed that box, and I put it away, and I never looked back. And I never opened that box again for the next 38 years. And then I decided to make this video because about 2 weeks ago, or actually, well, about a week ago, maybe 10 days ago, I opened that box. And I would like to share with you how and when and why I opened that box. I was teaching, I was teaching a class to a student of mine. But this person is more than a student. She's a friend. She's a lovely person, a wonderful human being. And we were having a conversation class because on that particular day, I realized that my student was kind of tired, and she felt that it was not going to be a productive class for her if I explored too much, if I explored only grammar, or if I did lots of listening exercises with her, I mean, from film series or something like that, or if I followed the traditional path, as a teacher teaching an English class. So I had an idea, because this friend of mine, this student of mine, is a psychologist. She's a therapist. And she is, in my opinion, the most gifted, talented therapist I have ever had the pleasure to encounter, to be with. And the thing about this student is that she loves her job. She's a very gifted psychologist, and she loves stories. She likes to hear about people's experiences. And I don't remember exactly how we got into the subject of my sister's death, but I decided in the beginning of the class, once I realized that she was tired, that I would do a listening exercise with her, in which I would do the talking. I would tell her a story, and she would then report that story to me, ask questions, and interpret the story. Let's put it that way, because I knew that would get her motivated, to participate more in the class. And I started by telling her about my family when I was a kid. And I told her that when I was growing up, we were 4 kids. Me and 3 siblings, 2 brothers and 1 sister. Well, this person I'm talking about, this therapist, this friend of mine, we have known each other for more than 10 years now. I'm not even sure how long we've known each other, but I'm sure we've known each other for at least 10 years. And it was really incredible because she's very curious, and when she heard that I had a sister, she stared at me and said, "What? You have a sister?"